Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. We're continuing our discussion of classroom language and skills. This is a B1 level lesson, and today we're going to be talking about following instructions. So look at the images and see if you can tell what the students are doing. Here it looks like they're taking notes or maybe writing in their workbook. Here they're writing on the board. Here it looks like they're highlighting something in their books. And here it looks like this student is giving a presentation to the rest of the class. So here are some of the ways that a teacher might tell you what to do. Might say, follow my instructions. And again, with instructions, it's common to use the imperative, and the imperative is the infinitive form of the verb without the word to. So complete each classroom instruction by using one of the verbs below. You can pause the video while you do that and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. All right, so the first one is work in pairs. Repeat after me. Take notes. Hand in your assignment. Turn to page 26 and take out your textbook. All right, now match each image with the correct instructions. Again, you can pause the video, try this on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check the answers. Right, so underline the answer, that would be picture A. Select the best response, that would be picture D. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Let me do that again. That's not correct. So underline the answer. Select the best response would be B. Match the pairs would be D. Fill in the blank would be C. And label the image would be E. All right, so helping a classmate. Anna missed class and Ethan is helping her to do her homework. So we're going to read this dialogue between Ethan and Anna and then answer the questions. So first I'll read it all the way through and you can just listen, and then we'll read it in parts. First I'll be Anna and you be Ethan, and then we'll switch. Hey Ethan, do you have a minute? Could you help me with my homework? I wasn't in class today and I'm a bit lost. Sure. We have to complete exercise 112 on page 64, right? Which problem are you working on? I'm stuck on number 2. I'm not surprised. Today we learned a new formula that you need to know to solve this one. Here are my notes. So first you need to plug in 2 for x in this formula and solve for y. Oh, I see. So, like this? Exactly. All right, this time I'll read Anna and then I'll pause so you can respond with Ethan's part. Hey Ethan, do you have a minute? Could you help me with my homework? I wasn't in class today and I'm a bit lost. I'm stuck on number 2. Oh, I see. So, like this? All right, this time you'll read Anna's part and I'll read Ethan's part, and you can start whenever you're ready. Sure, we have to complete exercise 1-12 on page 64, right? Which problem are you working on? I'm not surprised. Today we learned a new formula that you need to know to solve this one. Here are my notes. So, first you need to plug in 2 for x in this formula and solve for y. Exactly. All right, so what is another way to say, do you have a minute? Any idea? Maybe, do you have time to help me? Could you please help me? Could I ask you a question? What's another way to say I'm a bit lost? Maybe I'm a little confused or I don't understand. And what's the meaning of I'm stuck? Well, I'm stuck means that she or the person cannot go forward with finding the answer. They've reached a certain point and they can't go any farther. And so, what questions does Anna use to ask for help? So she says, could you help me with my homework? And what expressions does Ethan use to give instructions? Well, he talks about we learned a new formula. Um, you need to plug in 2 for x in this formula and solve for y. All right, now we'll read the rest of the dialogue. Again, I'll read it through the first time and then we'll read it in parts. What do I do next? Next, you can put the value of y and plug it into the formula here. Okay, that seems clear. Is there anything else? Well, yeah, when you finish solving the problem, Ms. Klein wants us to check our work. Okay, I can do that. Thanks, Ethan. Anytime. All right, this time I'll read Anna and you read Ethan, and then we'll switch. What do I do next? Okay, that seems clear. Is there anything else? Okay, I can do that. Thanks, Ethan. All right, this time you read Anna and I'll be Ethan. Go ahead and start whenever you're ready. Next, you can take the value of y and plug it into this formula here. Well, yeah, when you finish solving the problem, Ms. Klein wants us to check our work. Anytime. So what questions does Anna use to ask for help? Well, here she says, what do I do next? And is there anything else? And what expressions does Ethan use to give instructions? You can take the value of y and plug it into this formula here. And then when you finish solving the problem, Ms. Klein wants us to check our work. All right, so asking for and giving instructions. We can use many phrases to ask for and give instructions. So in this time, you're going to use the phrases below to help you create your own dialogue in which one person is asking for help and the other person is giving instructions. So here are some of the questions you can use for asking for instructions, and then here are some things that you might use when you're giving instructions. And we have sequencing, types of words, starting, continuing, and finishing. So you can go ahead and write your own dialogue and practice that on your own. So when you give instructions, you can help the person by adding extra information or advice. So you can use the phrases below to complete what you think the person is saying. Um, so he's pointing at something, so it's important to remember to follow the, I don't know, the notes correctly. Be careful not to spill the solution. Don't forget to pedal. And Maybe you can make up what he's telling the student here using one of these. All right, so instructions with prepositions. Some instructions can include prepositions of place. And so here they want you to practice creating a sentence about something in the classroom using each of the prepositions provided. These are some examples, and you want to try to create your own sentences similar to these. But these are some good examples. There is a sign hanging above the board. The main office is across from the library. He sits behind me in science class. Leave some space between the lines. Please put your cell phone in your backpack. There are always extra pens available on the teacher's desk in front of the rulers. She sits near the teacher's desk. He sits next to the window. Write your answer on the line and write your name under the title. All right, so now we're going to read about 3 different learning styles, and then you'll decide whether each statement is true or false. You can either pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Auditory learners. Auditory learners learn by hearing and listening. They understand and remember things that they hear. They store information by the way it sounds, and it is easier for them to understand spoken instructions than written instructions. They often learn by reading out loud because they need to hear it or speak it in order to know it. Visual learners. Visual learners learn by reading or seeing pictures. They understand and remember things that they see. They can sometimes have a difficult time understanding spoken directions and can be distracted by sounds. They like using color and charts to organize information. Tactile or kinesthetic learners. Tactile or kinesthetic learners learn by touching and doing. They are hands-on learners who prefer to touch, move, build, or draw what they learn. They need to be active and take breaks. They can remember things that they did, but might not remember the things that they saw or heard while they were doing something. So visual learners like to build or draw what they learn. That would be false. That's more the tactile or kinesthetic learners. To build or draw what they learn. Auditory learners are distracted by sound. That's false. It's actually visual learners that are distracted by sounds. Auditory learners can read things aloud to help remember it. That's true. And visual learners like when information is in charts. Tactile learners respond well to touch. Those are both true. So what type of learner are you? So you might want to answer these questions for yourself and write down your responses. So you can try that on your own. And then you can score yourself to figure out, based on the answers that you gave, what kind of learner that you are. So I'll go ahead and answer these for myself so that you can understand how to do this. So for me, I would say, what's the best way for you to study for a test? I would probably read the book and my notes and then review pictures or charts. I remember things by probably saying them out loud. When you're in a new place, what do you do? Just start walking around until you find what you're looking for. Look for a map or directory that shows you where everything is, or ask someone for directions. I would choose B. Of these 3 classes, which is your favorite? I would say music. When studying alone, I like to find a quiet corner in the library and read. What's the best way for you to learn about how something works? I would say to read about it. And when I was a child, I spent a lot of time reading and drawing. So all of my answers were A, except number 3, which was B. So number 3 was B, and all the rest were A. All right, so it looks like I am probably a visual learner. I had mostly visual responses and only 2 auditory responses, no kinesthetic responses. But you can try that for you and see what kind of learner you are. All right, now you're going to match the beginning of the instruction with the end and then decide which type of learner would benefit most from each tip. So go ahead and try that on your own and then restart when you're ready to check the answers. So record yourself reading your notes and listening to the recording. Well, that would probably be an auditory learner. Study new material. To help explain new concepts. That would probably be a visual learner. Draw pictures. Let's see. Actually, maybe I think I made a mistake here. So record yourself reading your notes and listen to the recording. Study new material. We'll come back to that one. I'm not really sure. So draw pictures to help explain new concepts. That would be between a visual and a kinesthetic learner. Bring highlighters to class and color code the information. That's visual. Trace words with your fingers to learn how to spell them. That would be kinesthetic. Walk around or move in some way while reading and studying. That's also kinesthetic. Write out and use flashcards to review concepts. That would be kinesthetic. Speak with someone about the subject matter. That would be auditory. And study new material by reading it out loud. That would also be auditory. Okay, so this is a test that a teacher gave to her students. Give it a try. So it says you have 5 minutes to complete the test. Read all the instructions carefully before doing the test. Then complete the test as quickly as possible. So take out a piece of paper. Read everything carefully before doing anything. Put your name in the upper right-hand corner of the paper. Circle your name. Draw 5 small squares in the upper left-hand corner. Put an X in each square. Put a circle around each square. Put an X in the lower left corner of the page. Draw a triangle around the X you just wrote down. On the back of this paper, multiply 24 by 12. If you have followed directions carefully to this point, call out, I have. On the reverse side of this paper, add 8950 and 9305. If you are the first person to reach this point, call out, I am the first person to reach this point, and I am the leader in following directions. Now that you have finished reading everything, do sentences 1 and 2. Sit silently and pretend to be busy. Do not tell anyone that you have completed the test. All right, and that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, and if you have any comments or questions, please include those in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.